I'll be adding all the partial product in order to get the final product. So that's a basic multiplication process will be taking place. If I need to multiply 11 into 11, I'll be multiplying what first 1 into 1 and 1 into 1, I'll get 1 and 1. Again, the second one will be multiplied with 1 into 1 and 1 into 1, I'll be getting 1 1. So this 1 1 and 1 1 are called as a partial products. And after getting that one, those two 1 1s, those two 11s which are called as partial product will be again added up. So that is called addition. When you do that one, you'll get an answer as 121. So from this one small example, we can understand that any multiplier has to be constructed with the help of logic gate called as AND gate. Why do we need AND gate? We know that AND operation is what? A dot B. It is A into B we'll be doing. So AND gate is required. Whenever you are trying to obtain a partial product, you require an AND gate. And at the same time, if you want to get the final product of any kind of multiplication, you will be adding all the partial products. So for that one, you require an adder. So ultimately, we can say that any kind of multipliers are being designed with the help of AND gates and also adders. So adders and AND gates are the inculcated subsystems or sub components of any kind of the multipliers. So now let us see what is called as a multiplier and different kind of multipliers. The first one, binary multipliers. So here first I'll try to explain the binary multiplier with respect to 2 bits, and later I'll go for the 4-bit multiplication. First we'll try to study about the binary multiplier with the 2 bits. So see now, actually what to say, making of this slide was much difficult to me, so I thought of just drawing it on a whiteboard and taking a picture of snap of that one. And similarly for the multiplication, it has got more number of logic circuits will be there, logic schematic diagrams will be there. So I have not put it as a slide, I have not designed any kind of PPT, but instead I have written that one, or else I have taken a handwritten notes, or else I have done it on the whiteboard. So see now, first one, for the binary multiplier, if I do any kind of binary multiplier, take it as a 2-bit binary multiplier. A naught and A1 and B naught and B1 have been multiplied. You can see now. For the multiplication, AND gate is been used where A and B are the inputs and output will be A dot B. So ultimately, in order to do kind of any kind of multiplication, if it is A naught A1, B naught B1, what I do first, B naught is been multiplied with A1, then I get one partial product that is called as A naught B naught. In the similar way, B naught is multiplied with A1. Whenever it is multiplied, I get a partial product that is called A1 and B naught. Depending upon this multiplication, so ultimately I can come across this partial product A1 and B naught. And again, now I have completed one set of multiplication. Next, I'll do multiplication of B1 with A naught and A1. So whenever I do multiplication of B1 with A naught, I'll get this partial product A naught and B1. Similarly, when I do a multiplication with B1 and A1, I get a partial product of A1 and B1. So now we have completed this particular set of partial products. Ultimately, afterwards, what we'll be doing, we need to add this one in order to get the final output of this particular multiplication. For that one, in the binary multiplication, this particular partial product comes down here. Let it be called as P naught, first product, and then here. Let us see now. Whenever you do this one addition of this two particular one, you will be getting one sum. Let the first sum equal to S naught. This is called as a product one. And we know that whenever you are adding two kind of numbers, you will be getting a sum, and also it will be generating a carry. Carry also will be generated. That's a basic fundamental operation of an adder. Adder will be having two inputs. If it is a two inputs addition is been done, it will be producing two outputs, sum and carry. Let the sum of this addition of these two partial products is S naught, and it produces some carry. Let it be equal to C1. Okay. Now this C1 and this A1 and B1 are been added. Whenever you add these two, you will get another sum, that is S1, that becomes as one of the product, and we have got sum, and simultaneously it produces a carry. Let that carry equal to C2. So ultimately now this entire thing will become as my output of a particular binary multiplier. The same thing now I have put it here in terms of a diagrammatic part. So see now, for the first case, A naught B naught, first input, AND gate is connected here. The inputs of this AND gates are A0 and B0. It produces some output. Let that output equal to P0. In the similar way, the second partial product is A1 and B0. So now here A1 and the input is another input is B0. It produces some output. That is the output is A1 and B0. A1 and B0. So we have obtained up to this part. This is a designing part. Then again, for the second case, what you will be doing, you are getting an output. The output A0 and B1 is obtained depending upon the AND operation. The AND operation is what? This AND gate is having A0 and the input is B1. So it produces an output of A0 and B1. Similarly, for this one, it produces an output of A1 on the inputs of A1 and B1. It produces an output of A1 dot B1. And now we have completed up to here with the AND gates. We have completed the partial products. Now I need to add all these things. The addition of this one depends upon the full adder. How does this full adder works? The first one, the output has come over here. This becomes my first partial product. Becomes a major bit of this output. Then again, these two outputs have been given as an input to the half adder. These two inputs will become as an inputs to the half adder. Two inputs are connected. Why I am taking only half adder here? Because we know that half adder is a kind of circuit which works on two inputs. I cannot take the full adder over here. I will be using a full adder whenever I'm trying to add the three inputs. That's a major difference between the full adder and the half adder. Since I'm trying to add only two inputs, I have taken the half adder. Don't get confused why I have not taken full adder over here. So now I have taken the two inputs and that has been added. Whenever I use this adder, half adder as a circuit to add these two inputs, I'll be getting one sum. Let the sum equal to P1 and it will produce a carry. That carry becomes as an input to the second addition. That second addition can be done with the help of half adder. It produces some sum and carry, and those are P2 and P3. So this is a simple normal binary multiplication. You can put it, I just explained in terms of A1, A0, A1, B0, B1. You can take it as a binary multiplication as 0, 1 or 1, 0. You try to do that one on your book, you'll get the same thing. And after doing this multiplication, try to draw this diagram. So especially in the multipliers, you should be in a position to explain entire thing and try to put it in terms of logic structures or else in the schematic part. Then only you can you can fetch full marks out of that particular question. So if you are trying to do it 1, 0 and 1, 1, you try to take it as an assignment, you can do that one. And after doing 1, 0 and 1, 1, you try draw this circuit. You will get the same kind of whatever I explained over here. So this is regarding the binary multiplier for two bit numbers. Okay. Now let us see the same kind of multipliers for these kind of numbers. So see now, we are trying to add here A3. It's a 4-bit numbers. Two 4-bit numbers have been added here. The first one is called as a multiplicand and second one is called as a multiplier. Let me consider here A and B are the two 4-bit numbers where we know that this entire operation is happening as serial parallel multiplier. The same thing which we have explained in the previous slide also. In the previous slide it was of only 2-bit numbers. Now we are trying to explain with respect to 4-bit numbers. So that's a major difference between the previous one and this one. Here, this is the first one is multiplicand and this is a multiplier. We all know that one. On doing the multiplication of this B0 and A0, you get this one. B0 and A1, you get this one. B0 and A2, you get A2, B0, B0 and A3, you get this one. So ultimately, if you do multiplication, you get this kind of operation. All this kind of partial products have been obtained, and these partial products, once if you try to add this one on as supply, I have put here sign plus sign, it will be producing some outputs over here. So now you will be getting this particular output. So see now, kindly remember, whenever you are trying to multiply same bit multiplicand and multiplier, when you are trying to multiply same bit multiplicand and multiplier, means if I am trying to multiply 4-bit multiplicand with a 4-bit multiplier, your product will be always 2 times of that one. It will be 8-bit will be obtained as a product. Is in this particular spiral binary, 8 has gone over here. It is P8, P7, P6, P5, P4, P2, P1 and P0. So ultimately, so see, you know, you will be coming across like 8 numbers will be there. If I'm not wrong, I think it is sorry, I think again I have written this 7 over here. It might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it has come up to this part. 8-bit product will be always obtained. If you are trying to multiply any kind of 4-bit numbers, then definitely your product will be of 8-bit number. So that's a small kind of indication to how to understand the product of binary multipliers. So CML. The same thing I have written. I don't know how far it's visible to you. I try to put it as I try to enlarge that one. So the same thing I have written here. The product of two 4-bit numbers will be always a 8-bit number. It has been written in this fashion of equation. The product depends upon the summation of all the inputs a, k minus 1 and b, I. So see now, k minus I and bi. It means what? If it is I equal to 0, you can see in the previous slide. See now. Every time it is A is going to be A2, B0, A1, B1, the value is going to change. It depends that particular notation, A2, B2, A1, B3, that notation I have given in terms of this equation. Summation of I is going to be 0 to K, and the value of A will be always the product, this A and B will be in this fashion. A k minus 1 and b into I. The same thing we have written in the equation part over here, and the operation of this one. Now we will try to see the constructing of this particular multiplier in terms of a schematic. So let us see how many adders and how many AND gates we need for this one. Let us see the operation. Based on this observation, the algorithm for this particular 4-bit multiplication can be listed as below. Load A. First, in the load A, and the 4 gates, first 4 bits have been ANDed with the B0. What is happening here? All the 4 bits A1, A0, A1, A2 and A3 are been ANDed with B0. The same thing we have written. Then it is going on shifting to the right. It goes on shifting to the right. The next one, and the 4 bits. Second step in the algorithm is what? And the 4 bit with the B1. And the 4 bit with the B1. All the 4 bits have been ANDed with the B1, and then it will be shift to the right. Then again in the fourth one, and the 4 bit with B2, and it will be add, and that will be again shift to the right. This algorithm is in this fashion. The same thing whatever we have done, we try to put it in terms of the algorithm. So these are the steps of the algorithm. Now this process can be performed with the left shift as well. We can even do with the left shift. We can even write the algorithm with the left shift also. But starting with the B3 for the ANDing process, in the right shift, what we'll be doing, you'll be starting with the B0. If you want to do it with the left shift, again you'll be starting with the B3 from the utmost part. Okay, that will be done. So B3 will be done, and hence a multiplier can be constructed. Now we are coming to the construction part. This multiplier can be constructed with the help of D flip-flop, AND gates, and also full adders. Why we are trying to use full adder here? Definitely you will be getting the 3 inputs which are to be added. So therefore you cannot use here half adder. You are supposed to use a full adder, in which the multiplicand A is held in the parallel and the multiplier B is fed in the serial manner. Why? Because the multiplicand A is holding. We are trying to held one particular value, so that's why we are trying to use the flip-flops over here. So therefore we call this multiplier is held in parallel manner, and the multiplicand is held in parallel manner and multiplier is held in serial manner. We call this kind of multiplier as also serial parallel multiplier. Let us see this construction. This is the construction of this particular multiplier. You can see here all the D flip-flops which are used for this one. Okay, this is for this what is that, B number, and this is for the A number, and the same operation can be done with the help of AND operation. And since it is getting the 3 inputs, one input is over here, second input, and the third input comes, so that's why we call it as a full adders have been used. And again that full adder is stored again in the D flip-flops, and ultimately you produce some output. So output will be P7, P6, P5, P4, P3 and P2 and up to P0. If you are using the 4-bit numbers, 4-bit number and 4-bit number, you are been multiplied. Multiplicand is of 4-bit and multiplier is of 4-bit. If you multiply these two 4-bit numbers, you will be getting an output of 8-bit numbers. So this was regarding this binary multiplication, which is also called as serial parallel.